Yo, what's up guys? It's Kevin Pack here, and today I have an Amazon video for you guys. In this video, we're gonna be talking about hijackers on your Amazon listing. I know, these hijackers are trying to bring you down when you're just trying to grow. They're out there trying to steal your sales and making you lose money. They don't wanna see you win, but I do. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about what hijackers are and how they affect your Amazon business, and then on top of that, how to prevent and remove them from your listing. Now, of course, before we get started, I'm gonna show you guys my current Amazon sales and give you guys an update on what's going on in my business right now. So you guys know I'm a current Amazon seller and I'm not just some random Asian guy talking on the internet. All right, let me get a full update. I haven't done this in a while, but boom, there you go. That is a update for you guys. And I'm gonna also show you the last 12 months. All right, so I'm gonna refresh again. Boom, so you can see in the last 12 months, that's how my account has been doing. So we are in a upward trend and growing for a new year. So super excited about that. So in the last 12 months, my business has done over $363,000. And then in the last 30 days, I've done a little over $29,000. So you guys see a decline in sales right now. And that's because one of my major products is out of stock, and it's been out of stock for about 2 weeks now, and it literally just got in stock today. So we should see a upward trend going back up. That's probably one of the most major problems I have, is that I have trouble keeping up with the demand of my product. So I keep running out of stock. So just when I think oh, I ordered enough, the demand increases and then I'm out of stock, and then I have to wait and there's a lead time and it's just a mess. So recently, that's one of the biggest problems I've been dealing with, is just staying in stock. So I have to put more money up front to actually pay for inventory. And that's just one of the challenges of an advanced seller. When you're first selling out, running out of stock is a great problem, but as you get more advanced into the business, you really don't want to be losing stock or running out of stock, because then you're just losing money every single day. So as an advanced seller, a more experienced seller, is not a good problem to have, but I am working to fix it, and that's what we're trying to do. So now we're going to be hopping into my computer and we're going to be talking about what a hijacker is and what it looks like and how you can indicate that you have one on your listing. All right, so let's identify what a hijacker looks like on our listing. So say this is our product right here. We have an ultrasonic animal repeller, right? And when you actually click on the listing, if you look right here at the bottom where it says new and then to, so if it was just a single seller, which is just yourself, and there's no hijacker, it wouldn't have this. Okay, it would just only be one. It wouldn't even say one, it would just say new, right? But if you see 2 or 3 or 4, that means there's multiple people on your listing and they're trying to take your sales, or they're in the buy box. Now, if they are, if the price of their product is actually higher than yours, then they won't win the buy box. Now, but what is the buy box? So the buy box is right here. Right here, this is the literal box itself. So whenever you buy a product on Amazon, when you buy it, it's going to say sold by a certain person. And the buy box is basically whoever it's going to be sold by. So if it's sold by your name, then that means you have the buy box. Sold by means it's the person we're directly going to be buying the product from. And so if it doesn't have your name, that means you don't have the buy box, and that means someone else has it. And it'll probably say someone else's name or a different seller's name. And the way this happens is if they have your product, and it doesn't have to be the same exact product, but they just have to hop on your listing and sell your product at a lower price. So say this product is selling for $39.99. If the other person comes in at literally $38.99, then they would win the buy box. The customers, when they buy the product, it would be bought from them and not from you. And that's basically what happens in hijacking. So people come onto the listing, you'll see multiple sellers, they'll say 2 or 3 new from, and when we click on this, so you see here, this new one is $39.99 and it's from the Shandalong whatever. And then below that is another one that says $39.97, and that's gonna be from a different seller, okay? So that means that they would, if they lower the price even more, because there's a certain range, if they're only a couple pennies off from your listing, they're not gonna win the buy box. But if they have a few dollars below your price, then they will win the buy box. So this other person doesn't have a win on the buy box, so the main person who actually sells it does. Okay, so that's how we identify what a hijacker looks like, and it's from the buy box, making sure that it has your business name that's being sold by, not someone else's, and then at the bottom where it says new and this is like 2 from or 3 or whatever. There shouldn't be any multiple numbers. It just should be just from you. And again, if there is a hijacker on your listing, that means they are stealing your sales, that they are winning the buy box and they are stealing your sales. As I mentioned before, but it is okay if somebody is on your listing, but they don't have the buy box, because that means that they aren't able to lower the price more enough. Even then, you still want to get them off your listing anyways. But if this person is selling for $39.99 and then the hijacker is selling for like $45, then that's not something you need to worry about, because they're not able to bring the price lower. Now, if they do, that's when it's trouble. So that's just some key things you want to note. Now, the next thing we can talk about is, how does this affect your listing? Well, there's a few things that can negatively impact your business if you allow hijackers to stay on your listing and they actually steal the buy box. So number one, like we mentioned before, is they steal your sales. They'll actually take your sales, and because you don't have the buy box, every purchase that you get on your listing goes to the hijacker and not to you. Another thing is that hijackers typically don't have the same product as you. They usually send a product that's like crappier than yours and it's not as good quality, and it's probably sent in a plain brown box or whatever. So when the customer receives the product, they're gonna see that is a shitty product, and then they're gonna realize that this product is really bad, and they're gonna wanna leave a bad review on your listing. And that's what's the crazy thing, is that customers who leave bad reviews are not gonna be for, you know, the hijacker. It's literally gonna be on your listing that you built. And so your stars are gonna go crashing down. And over time, your product can fail due to a lot of poor reviews, and nobody's gonna buy a product that has 1 or 2 stars, basically. So that is one of the ways that it can affect your business if you allow a hijacker to stay on your listing. So what are some ways that we can actually prevent these hijackers from ruining our business and messing up our vibes? Well, number one is, what I teach my students a lot is differentiating your product. If you guys can come up with a strong way to really bring value to your customer and differentiate with like design or bundling or any of the ways that I actually teach of how to differentiate, this is going to be a great way for these hijackers to actually not hijack your listing, because they can't actually copy the same product. They don't have the same design, they don't have the same products around it, they don't have the same images or whatever, but they aren't able to actually copy your product. It makes it a lot harder that way. So if you make it really difficult from the very start, they won't even jump on your listing. And then the next way you can do this is actually go and get brand registered. Now, brand registry on Amazon requires you to get a trademark. But there is a program called IP Accelerator on Amazon that they offer that allows you to basically get brand registered temporarily until your trademark approves, or if it doesn't approve, I guess. And so this is a way to actually fight off hijackers quicker. If your product is brand registered, you can actually get anyone off your listing immediately without question. If you see it, you can report it to Amazon and they'll automatically take it off, because you have that brand registry. You have that power already. So that's some ways that you can actually prevent some hijackers already. Now, the next thing you can do is send a cease and desist letter to the Amazon seller. You can message them. And I always recommend that you send this in a English format, and then also translate it to Chinese as well. So it's English and Chinese in one, because sometimes, or most of the time, the hijackers are Chinese sellers. So make sure that you guys do that, and you guys can find a bunch of cease and desist letters online, honestly. But there's plenty that you can use. There's so many, they all work just the same. But the whole point is that it's meant to warn these sellers like, hey, if you don't remove yourself from my listing, there could be legal actions, okay? And if they don't listen to your cease and desist letter, this is where you're actually going to order their product. When you order their product, you can actually get it, look at how their labeling is, and you can show Amazon, hey, this FNSKU doesn't match the one on my listing, and so they can remove them from your listing. And it's super simple, just like that. So a lot of times as well, when they see that you ordered from their product, they'll actually remove themselves from your listing. That's actually happened to me. So one time I ordered a product from my competitor or my hijacker, and then they actually messaged me, hey, can you please cancel the order? We'll come off your listing. And I was like, yeah, you better get off my damn listing, the heck. So hijackers can be very, very annoying, but they are not impossible to come off your listing. So it's just, you have to be proactive, and also you have to be reactive when you actually see them on your listing. So you always got to take a look at your product listing, make sure there's nobody on it. So take that into consideration, guys. This is how you prevent hijackers and also remove them off your listing in 2020. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will catch you guys in the next one. As always, go make that money, and God bless. Peace.